like he has done. He has profiled numbers and given us statistical references for redesigning, reinventing, and re-innovating a new design of economic life for those equipment that make the difference in agriculture. Well, the aim of agriculture is always harvest, a great harvest, and everyone in the value chain is looking for that. We're going to take now a goodwill message by the representative of the African Exchange Holding Limited, Dr. Weber Bauer, CEO of the Tony Elumelu Foundation. Please let's welcome him. A round of applause as we appreciate his presence here. Weber.
Your Excellency, Vice President Namadi Sambo, GCON, Honorable Minister of Agriculture, Dr. Akinwunmi Adesina, CON, and other dignitaries, thank you for giving us this opportunity to participate in this important national event. This is a particular honor for me as a foreigner born in Nigeria and raised in Taraba and Plateau to be here with this illustrious group of leaders and farmers. Food insecurity and unemployment are two global challenges which governments, donor agencies, and now increasingly so, the private sector, are working very hard at reducing. And both of these are very, very prominent in the work of the agricultural transformation agenda of the current administration. This is why Mr. Tony Elumelu, along with Nicholas Bergruin and other investors, worked together to establish the African Exchange Holdings to establish commodity exchanges around the continent. This was started in East Africa, but we have now partnered with the Ministry of Agriculture here in Nigeria to do the same thing and to establish an electronic warehouse receipt system as well as a commodities exchange. Post-harvest losses in Africa are valued at about $4 billion annually. This exceeds the total value of food aid received by sub-Saharan Africa between 1998 and 2008. It also equates to approximately the same value of total cereal imports to sub-Saharan Africa between 2000 and 2007. So you see, Nigeria and Africa can actually easily feed itself as long as we get the infrastructure right, and that is what we're celebrating here today. This commission silo and other similar structures across Nigeria will support national food storage and grain trading in Nigeria. This is a critical element of the successful transformation of Nigeria's agriculture. Without storage like this and the market access it affords, all the increases in production across the nation will do little to increase food security and rural incomes. Through our partnership between AFEX and the Ministry of Agriculture this season, we will be working with 100,000 farmers in Kebbi, Katsina, Kano, Kaduna, and Zamfara to link their commodities to financial markets and to increase their income levels by up to 20%. And that's only the beginning. Through access to credit and other services, their incomes will substantially increase over time through our partnership with them. And through this, they will improve their own livelihoods, but also those of their families and their entire communities forever. And so in response to the challenge from the Sarkin Noma of Zamfara that he needs markets, we are the market and we're already there. We have upgraded the structures of these warehouses across Nigeria and have installed modern equipment for grain grading, including aflatoxin testing equipment. We are currently partnering with large grain and oilseed processors like Top Feeds, Grand Cereals, Rice Millers, and several others to create demand for the harvested produce of our great farmers. Through this process, new jobs will be created, and young farmers across Nigeria will be encouraged to take on agriculture as a business, which I know is one of the personal missions of our Honorable Minister of Agriculture. In addition, AFEX is also setting up an electronic market for paddy rice as part of the Ministry of Agriculture's commitment to rice self-sufficiency for Nigeria. The commissioning of this silo complex is a welcome development and part of what we call Afrocapitalism, where the government creates an enabling environment for the private sector to deploy both skills and capital towards the creation of both social and economic wealth to completely transform our nation. We thank the President, the Vice President, and the Honorable Minister of Agriculture for this unique opportunity to pioneer this innovative approach in commodity trading and financing in Nigeria. Without all of the work that they have done and that so many of you have been part of, none of this would be possible. So it is an honor, Your Excellency, to contribute to fulfilling your transformative vision of a food secure and prosperous nation. The legacy of what you are doing here will never, ever be forgotten. Mongode Sosei.
Well, I believe there's one name that Dr. Weber Bauer didn't give us. He didn't give us the name they gave him when he lived in Taraba and in Plateau State. Another round of applause, please, as we appreciate him. Yes, indeed, global partnerships are all part of the global enterprise, particularly now that we are coming into a post-2015 MDG world. Top seed, bringing about top feed and top legacy. The value chain continues, and it's an interesting term of reference, Africapitalism, which has come from the Elumide Foundation lingua. We move on now to another goodwill message by the representative of the consortium of banks in the person of Ano Anyao, the executive director for Mainstream Bank, representing Ms. Faith Tudor Matthews. Please let's welcome Mr. Anyao. Thank you.
Your Excellency, the President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, Dr. Goodluck Ebele Jonathan, ably represented by the Vice President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, Architect Namadi Sambo, the Honorable Minister of the Federal Ministry of Agriculture and Rural Development, Dr. Akinwunmi Adesina, members of the Federal Executive Council here present, all distinguished invitees, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Ano Anyao. I'm representing the Group Managing Director of Main Street Bank Limited, Ms. Tudor Matthews, and I make her speech. It is a great privilege and honor to have been invited to address the launch of the private sector-driven special agricultural mechanization initiative of the Federal Ministry of Agriculture and Rural Development under the able leadership of the Honorable Minister of Agriculture, Dr. Akinwunmi Adesina. The story of Mr. President's agricultural transformation agenda will not be complete if the acute shortage of agricultural mechanization services to Nigerian farmers is not effectively addressed in a holistic and sustainable manner. This initiative, unlike many other attempts in the past, has the basic ingredients for success. Being a private sector-driven initiative with full government support, private sector players will be encouraged to participate in the scheme, thereby ensuring its success and sustainability. Main Street Bank, and indeed the entire Nigerian banking system, has supported this initiative from the start. And noting the success of this scheme at this launch, we look forward to an opportunity to extend our support in the expansion of the program to cover the entire country. Finally, Mr. President, I wish to use this opportunity to congratulate the federal government of Nigeria on yet another milestone achievement in its drive to transform agriculture. This initiative will no doubt give life to another vital segment of agriculture. Thank you, Mr. President. Long